Everybody's talking about how scary this film is. What was the most important thing that attracted you to this film and this role?
Like the story in particular, I was choosing between two things actually at the time, and I just liked that it was like a best friend story and about protecting the people that you love most in your life, which has always been my best friend for me too. So,
But it's so creepy, scary.
it's still super scary. Yeah, I guess I haven't seen the whole thing yet. So yeah, no, so
I have not seen this. What? You're in it.
I know I haven't seen anything, so I'm just as worried as you are.
It'll probably scare you.
Yeah, it'll probably actually scare me. I have no idea. Yeah.
What would you want us to come away with when we see this film? Entertainment, of course, but what would be the main thing you would want us to come away with when we see this film? You kind of touched on it just now, but what would that be?
Just what a girl would do for her best friend. Yeah.
It's loyalty.
Yeah, it's loyalty. It's about like more than that. Just like I don't know. I feel with girls like your best friends since you grew up. Like they're just family to you. They're your sister, especially if you didn't have sisters, which I never had sisters. Like my best friend's my sister, and it's like that familial bond that you can make with someone. Yeah.
So how can we find you, follow you on social media?
Yeah, I'm Francesca Xuereb. On social media, I'm Francesca O, which is my middle name, and then Xuereb. My initials are Fox, which is kind of fun. But it'll be like at Instagram. And then, yeah, it's like the only social media I use. So.
When you got the script, you as a director, you have a vision. What was in your mind to how to make this script really pop? What was your first thought?
I mean, I was just having this conversation earlier that I'm a big fan of like old school horror, like the 1970s and 80s horror, stuff like that. I feel like that the tones that are set there are like really unsettling, whether that's down to the score, whether that's down to the film grain, the stock, and that kind of inspires me like to make a movie like this because the script, was great. We did like a little rewrite on it as well, like because to adapt to his locations and where we were shooting. But what inspires me is like the old school horror because I think that's way scarier than. And not knocking some of the new films, but just my personal taste. And I wanted to kind of like bring something back of the old school, kind of like into the new school. So kind of a hybrid, yeah.
Because I can tell from the trailer, the choices you made in cinematography were really special. And that's just a trailer. So I can't imagine what the film was like. So how did you work with your DP on getting the right choices and the right tone for the film?
My DP, Joel Froome, is a rock star. He's like a guy that's going to come up and is going to do big things. And I'm good because like we connected like early, so I'm really grateful for that. But like how we came up with the look is that we just started talking about story. And, we wanted to go with like kind of a chiaroscuro approach, which is kind of like shadow and light, like letting it be dark in the dark places and just, having just enough light to like light up the characters. So we're all afraid of the dark, right? So we played into what's, leaning into the dark, so that kind of approach. It's like this film as well, I'm really grateful as well because not many people were shooting movies during COVID. And we got to do that, so like everyone that came together had that kind of like same sort of mantra to that, like, this is few and far between right now. So we're all going to band together and everyone gave the 100%. And it's because of that, everyone coming together that made it so special, Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to see the full film. From what I saw right of the trailer, I'm in. I want to see. How do we follow your journey, find out more about what you do, and just stay in touch and follow you?
Well, my name is Ben Jagger, but you know what?
I'm not on social media.
I'm not on social media.
I knew you were going to say that.
Like old school horror, I'm old school in nature. Do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Google you and find you.
Yeah.
I can only tell you the trailer is creepy, creepy, creepy. So I want to know, what was your creepiest experience doing this film?
So we shot in Shreveport, and the whole town is quite creepy, and it just inspires you. You know what I mean? It just like makes you almost be that person. And also, I favorite horror movies all my life. I've always played around when I was a kid, and I just feel like this was really ironic that it came my way, and I'm very happy it did. Yeah.
What's your favorite horror film?
There's a couple of new ones that are great, but the one that really stuck with me is The Ring, because I was a really little kid when that came out. The thing scared the shit out of me. I used to go around trying to like creep my friends. I'd be like, with the hair down, I'm gonna do it. And so, yeah.
So fantastic. What are the 3 words you would use to describe Room 203?
I think it's vintage, it's creepy, and it's suspenseful.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
How do we find you on social media and fans can follow you?
On Instagram, my handle is life_Vika, Vika.
Vika, congratulations. I can't wait to see the film. Thank you so much. Thanks. Quinn, you're in this cool, scary horror film. What was it about this project and the script that really intrigued you?
I liked a lot. I mean, reading the script for the first time, what struck out to me is that these characters seemed very real and that they could exist off the page. I feel like that's very rare, especially in horror movies. But I mean, each of these characters was fully lived. They were their own person. They had clear beginning, middles, and ends, and I dug that. I thought that was super cool.
And what role did you play?
I play the character of Tony. I go home with one of the leads, and I'm
You're one of those guys.
not a nice guy at all.
I was to say, were you good or bad? We don't want to know. No spoiler alerts. It's okay. So, what's your favorite horror film of all time?
My favorite horror film of all time? That's tough. I'm a very big baby when it comes to horror movies, but I was just talking, I have a big fear of clowns, but for some reason that makes me like those movies even more. So, big fan of It. Love that. Love the book. So, yeah.
I don't know why people are afraid of clowns. I guess it's some weird kind of thing, but it's okay. It's okay.
Something unsettling. There's something unsettling about them.
So how do we find you and follow you on social media?
Yeah, so my Instagram is quinn.nehr, just my first and last name, and that is my social media for everything that I have.
Well, Quinn, I can't wait to see the film and see what kind of a bad boy you were. Oh, no spoiler alerts. Thank you so much. Congratulations. Thanks. Nick, I can only say I'm super excited about this. The trailer blew me away, and that scared the you-know-what out of me. So if I am scared by a trailer, I don't know if I want to watch this film until it's like daytime so I can sleep at night. Yeah. So I noticed an adaptation. How did you decide to frame this when you got this?
So I also am scared of scary movies. So I take a lot of help from Ben Jagger, who was also director, and we wrote together. JP wrote the original script, so he did the original adaptation. It came to Ben and I afterward, and then basically what happened was I went down to Louisiana to see the locations and then cater the script to those specific locations. So that was a really fun process to kind of get to see the basement of this old building and find the haunts in there. It felt haunted. Yeah. So it was actually pretty easy. The inspiration was in the locations, and it was my first time in Shreveport, Louisiana too. So there's a little bit of magic when you're exploring a city and getting a chance to cater the script to the city. So I had a lot of guidance from the rest of the team, so I can't take too much credit. It was a lot of Ben Jagger and JP who did a lot of that work.
Were you on set while they were filming this?
So this was in the height of COVID. So I actually had to come back. So I went down during pre-production, did the writing, came back and did some more writing, and then came back to LA. So I wasn't there while they were filming. I just kind of got the updates on Zoom. Yeah.
So how do we follow your journey? Find out more about what you do and all that stuff.
Yeah, so I have a film actually that just premiered at the Santa Barbara International Film Festival called 1-800-HOT Night. So that movie's, you can see that on Instagram. I'm also on Instagram, Nick Richey, and on Twitter. And yeah, just happy to have another project coming out.
Now with this Room 203, if you had to describe this project that you're involved in 3 words, how would you describe this film?
Oh, audacious, exciting, and scary. Yes.
I like all 3 words. I'm so excited to see this film, and I love horror and genre, so it's great. Congratulations, and we will be following you on social media.
Thanks. Pleasure to meet you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
As a producer, you get so many projects. What drew you to this particular project?
Well, I'm pretty niche where I only adapt existing Japanese properties. So when I was looking at various content in Japan, I really loved the idea of The original book, Room 203, has just a single female protagonist who can't go home. And JP, John Poliquin, our initial writer, thought to make it, roommates. But what I loved about this was, everyone could relate to the idea of being in a situation where they spent all their money on, first month and last month, and they can't leave, and they have a problem at home or they can't go home. So imagine being scared to death where you're living for whatever reason, but you can't go home. And something about that resonated with me, where I was like, I know a writer can take this home, and they absolutely did.
Well, it's kind of frightening. You can't go home.
Can't go home. So what do you do? And and I think, as you see with our protagonist Kim in the movie, she's growing a lot, and she learns to this is where she comes into her own, and she fights it. So it's really cool to see.
I love that you circled back to the fact that the Japanese, they have some amazing horror stuff. So good for you to be able to pick that. How would you describe this film in 3 words?
Scary, inspiring, and great storytelling.
It's hyphenated. So where can people find you, follow you, and find out more about your journey and the film?
So we have social media for Room 203. I myself am private, but they can still invite me and request me. I'm pretty big on Instagram. I kind of do my journey on there the most. I'm on Twitter as well. But just look for Room 203 movie, and you'll find where we're at.
She's private, but you can find her. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It's so nice to meet you. Thank you. Thank you.
So what was it about this film that intrigued you?
I would say, growing up, I love horror films, and I always wanted to star in a horror film, but I have a cameo in this film. So I guess it was on my bucket list to just be in a film like this, or a love film. And yeah, just being a part of it, and growing up loving Chucky and Scream, and, hearing the background on this film, I was like, I have to jump on it and be a part of it. And that's what I did.
What is your favorite horror film of all time?
The Hills Have Eyes. Yes, The Hills Have Eyes is interesting, and I heard it's kind of some truth to it. Recently, I saw that on TikTok, so yes.
So how do we find you and follow you on social media?
You can find me on Instagram at bria.raven, or on TikTok at Bria Fleming.
Bria, I can't wait to see you in the film and other horror films, since this is a genre you love. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Next.
I play the part of Steve in the film. I'm sort of a slimy, kind of, rough guy in the bar. I've had a little too much to drink, and I come on pretty strong to both of the girls, really. It was one of them at first, but and I get what's coming to me. Just, no spoilers.
But you see, that's the thing. You look like this really nice guy, but underneath all this guy, you're playing this character. Is it kind of difficult for you to switch off and play something against type? What does that feel like for you?
No, I like that a lot better. Yeah, no, that's really fun for me.
Challenges you.
Mm-hmm. I find myself playing a lot of pretty terrible people often, actually, strangely. I don't know why. Maybe it's, for some reason, that's what I keep running into.
That's why you're an actor. That's what an actor does.
That's right. Yeah, no, I'm happy. No, I'm very happy with it.
So how do we find you and follow you on social media?
I'm on Instagram, Sam_A_Coleman.
If you can describe Room 203 in 3 words, how would you describe this film?
Oh boy, I would describe it as, for one thing, funny, because I think my scene's actually pretty funny. And of course, pretty scary also. And I think it's got a lot of heart also. I think there's some really sweet stuff in there. The 2 girls, they're great.
Scary, funny, and full of heart. I like that. Thank you so much, and enjoy tonight.
Thank you.
We're with the co-producer here, and this is fabulous. I'm hearing all these cool things about how scary this film is. What drew you to be part of this project?
Annmarie Sairrino. She called me on, to help out with the project because it was during COVID. No one wanted to work. No one thought we could shoot a movie. And we're kind of crazy and daring, okay, so what, COVID, let's do it.
I like this woman.
Exactly. So yeah, Annmarie Sairrino, she pulled me on. So it was cool from there. We did a lot of location scouting and, found a director. So it was great to be a part of it, and literally got it done in a year. So that was another amazing thing, yeah.
So horror is a genre that you love?
I actually do love horror. I do.
And your favorite horror film of all time?
It would be Scream.
You're a Scream girl. Okay, all right, I see that.
I remember when it first came out, we were all scared to leave the theater. We thought his face was going to come around. So, yeah, for sure.
So how do we find you and follow you on social media?
At Ty Whittington-Scott. I'm on Instagram and Facebook. So, but I'm hardly on Facebook, but Instagram, Ty Whittington-Scott. Yes.
Hi, congratulations. I cannot wait to see room 203. And I really want to be scared. I hope I can sleep after that, but that's okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. Thank you.